say?
Yo 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 yo.
Good morning, Angela Yee.
Good morning, DJ MV.
Charlamagne the God.
Peace to the planet. Guess what day it is? Guess what day it is?
Hump Day.
Good morning.
Good morning. How y'all feeling?
Feeling good. Feeling good.
Blessed, black, and highly favored. Little sore, bones cracking this morning. Need a Epsom salt bath and a deep tissue massage. But other than that, life is great.
Okay.
What's happening?
All right. Shout out to everybody that came out last night to Chelsea Music Hall. They did a benefit for Puerto Rico. They had probably about 30, 40 DJs spinning. It was like a party atmosphere, and all the proceeds went to helping people out in Puerto Rico. So I was out there for a little bit last night. So shout out to Puerto Rican Rob and
Tony Toca.
Tony Touch and Crazy Legs, some of those brothers that put it together. So I stopped through there to show some support and donate some money. So shout out to everybody in Puerto Rico that's been affected by the hurricane, and shout out to everybody out in Florida. If you can hear us out in Florida, I know parts of Florida have been shut down.
Yes, we on a bunch of stations in Florida. We in Miami and Orlando and where else? A few other places.
Tampa as well.
Tampa, yeah,
Jacksonville.
Yeah. Things keep going the way they are. We might have to do a benefit something for Florida in a minute, because Hurricane Ian about to be a Category 4 by the time it gets to Florida, they say.
Yeah, people have been leaving Florida, driving out, trying to fly out. I know a lot of flights are canceled today because of what's been going on. So definitely keep Florida in your prayers. They're saying it's going to be a nasty one.
Yeah, Florida. I mean, they moved. I was going to South Carolina on Saturday because South Carolina State University is playing the University of South Carolina. That's my wife's alma mater, the University of South Carolina, and my mother's alma mater is South Carolina State. I got an honorary degree from South Carolina State, so drop on the clues bombs for both schools. And they were playing on Saturday, but they moved the game to Thursday because of that damn Hurricane Ian.
Wow.
So I guess that means I'll be staying my ass home this weekend.
Yeah, so. All right, so definitely, if you got loved ones, definitely check up on them, pray for them, and we'll be giving you updates throughout the day in the next couple of days. All right, now this morning, Kenya Barris will be joining us, writer, director. We'll be kicking it with him.
Producer, director, writer, actor also.
Actor as well.
Yeah, he created the world of Ish, the Blackish and Grownish and Mixed-ish, and he's got a bunch of other projects in the work. He got a cartoon coming out with Kid Cudi on Netflix. He's got a TV show with Vince Staples, 50 Cent.
He got a movie with Snoop Dogg. He got a movie with Jonah Hill coming out.
Yeah, brother's
he produced
working.
Girls Trip. Yeah, he got a lot of things going on.
All right, well, let's get the show cracking. Front page news, what we talking about?
We will give you some updates on Hurricane Ian, and then we'll talk about a really tragic situation that happened in Philly. 5 high school football players shot and one of them killed.
Goodness gracious. All right, we'll get to that next. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. JNV, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the God. We are the Breakfast Club. Let's get some front page news. Did Aaron Judge hit 61 yet? 61 home runs yet? Or not yet?
I don't know, but I know the New York Giants lost on Monday to the Dallas Cowboys. It's always good to keep saying that over and over.
Bro, that's so old. We got other things, more important things to talk about. What's going on in Florida, Yee?
All right, well, Hurricane Ian is heading toward Florida. They're saying it's an extremely dangerous major hurricane after knocking out power to all of Cuba. So Governor Ron DeSantis told reporters late yesterday the latest forecast track appeared to show the storm making landfall at Charlotte and Lee counties south of Tampa. More than 2 million people along Florida's Gulf Coast are under evacuation orders. In Tampa, police are going door to door in a mandatory evacuation zone, making sure that residents are ready to flee. But it's going to make it difficult as they are having to shut down bridges. They closed schools, supermarkets, theme parks, and hospitals across the state. Flights have been canceled. The Navy is moving its ships. The Coast Guard has closed the ports. People are boarding up their homes, and many of them are leaving in droves. The highways are congested. But devastating wind damage. They said tornadoes also in Broward County. Hurricane Ian is strengthening into a Category 4 storm after landing in Cuba as a Category 3.
Yeah, they say by the time it hits Florida, it'll be Category 4. Hurricane Ian not playing. I mean, when they start moving college football games like they did in South Carolina, that's nuts.
Not only that, they're telling people to evacuate. They're telling people to leave. Like, they're telling people, get out of Dodge. Let's not play with this one.
All right, now a 14-year-old is dead, and there's 4 other high school football players who were wounded after gunfire erupted behind a school in Philadelphia. This was yesterday afternoon. The 5 unidentified victims were walking off the field after a scrimmage. This was at Roxborough High School when someone in a green Ford Explorer drove up to the players and started shooting. The victims were taken to Temple University Hospital and Einstein Medical Center, according to police. The deceased 14-year-old was shot once in the chest. There's a 17-year-old male victim who was shot in the arm and leg, a 14-year-old male victim who was shot once in the thigh, and a 15-year-old who was shot once in the leg, according to investigators. Those 3 are listed in stable condition. And so there's several cameras in the area. Police are going to be pulling the footage. And they did not immediately release information on the 5th victim. Also, there's no arrests and no suspects have been identified yet, but the high school did release a statement later on in the evening. We are aware of a shooting that occurred at a football scrimmage this afternoon in Roxborough. 4 students have been taken to local hospitals, and families of the 4 shooting victims are being contacted. Multiple Philadelphia officers are at the scene, as well as members from our Office of School Safety. We will update you as more information is available.
Why? Like, I'm old enough to know that anything I say about this situation will be a remix of everything I've said before about situations like this. Like, senseless is an understatement. Like, why? Like, why? Like, what is the reason?
Makes no
For
sense.
what?
Makes no
Like,
sense.
why do you wake up in the morning and say, that's what I want to do with my life today? I want to take some lives and throw mine away for nothing. Like, why?
Sounds so stupid.
All right. Well, our condolences to the family of that 14-year-old who was killed at
Definitely,
that shooting.
man. Jesus Christ.
All right. Well, that is your front page news.
All right. Get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you need to vent, hit us up right now. Phone lines are wide open again. 800-585-1051. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club. This is your time to get it off your chest, whether you're mad or blessed.
So you better have the same energy.
We want to hear from you on The Breakfast Club.
Hello, who's this?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
What's your name?
It is Mickey calling from Florida. Yes, Mickey like the mouse. Envy, every time
Peace,
I call
Mickey.
up there, you call me Nikki.
I said Mickey. Mickey like the mouse.
Yes, Mickey like the mouse. Good morning, Angela Yee.
Good
Dr.
morning,
Simon.
Mickey.
Peace, Mickey. You prepared for Hurricane Ian?
Yes, we are. That's actually why I called. Apparently, we were all, we're like, okay, we're watching it. We knew that Tampa was going to get hit. Central Florida, we were only really supposed to get tropical storm, but I've literally been popping in and up out of sleep due to work, how my work schedule is, so I'm conditioned to wake up early. And I've been watching it, so now I think we're supposed to get hit with hurricane-type stuff, and I was kind of hoping not to because we're so inland. But, I gassed up yesterday, gamed the system. They told me I could only get 1 case of water per household. I went in, picked up my daughter after school, made her go in there and go grab one. We got our sandbags. We went ahead and hunkered down. We got our canned goods. So I'm just hoping everybody did take preparation seriously, and I just hope that everybody I know in Florida is safe, and everybody around, not just Florida, but everybody in Puerto Rico, Cuba, all of that stuff. So.
Now, what's the rules if a hurricane does, come through the neighborhood? What do they tell you to do? Is it, sit in the bathtub, go to the middle place of the house? What do they tell you?
You know what's so crazy? Now, I'm from Virginia. I've been living in Florida for long enough, and I've been hit with my fair share of hurricanes. This low-key is almost like my first adult hurricane with just me and my child. So I think what it is, like I said, we've got sandbags because even when it monsoon rains on a good Florida day, our front has a tendency to pull that water, so that's why we got the sandbags. Honestly, I have absolutely no idea. My dad stays around the corner. Listen, my dad stays around the corner.
You got to board them windows up?
Board up the windows, right. You are supposed to stay away from the windows because, of course, the trees and any debris. I think really they don't want you to try. They don't want you to try and, drive through the water. Your car is going to stall out. You got down electrical wires. So, of course, they don't want you to risk the possibility of, bodily harm. But honestly, I think it might be one of those situations, and I hate to say it, where you just kind of have to thug it out. Make peace that you're okay. You see your stuff floating around the house, leave it alone, and push come to shove, if you can call 911, if you're in a dire straits type of situation, they do have, the emergency teams out prepared in case you're in a situation where you didn't necessarily have to evacuate if it was voluntary. Our area wasn't up for evacuating. We weren't told to mandatory evacuate, so that's why we hunkered down. If we did, I would have been gone.
Okay.
They wouldn't have to tell me twice. But
well, be safe out there. And do you put your valuables like in a Ziploc, like your passport, your birth certificate, and all that? You put it in someplace safe?
I've always been told to do that, and so a lot of the personal stuff we kept in a plastic tote.
Yep.
So in case we did have to, we got go bags, and the plastic tote is sitting right there. We've got the dog. All of her stuff is together. So, I mean, we're as prepared as you can possibly be prepared. But I think the biggest thing that a lot of people don't realize is if it gets that bad, you got to sit there and just make terms. The material stuff is gone.
Right,
you know what I mean? As long as you, your family, you guys are safe, that's the most important thing.
That's
and so, trying to explain that to a teenager at 14, who, by the way, I just want to give her a shout out because her birthday is actually Friday.
Hey.
And we've got our plans rained out. So happy birthday to my daughter, Karma.
Oh, happy birthday.
Born day, Carmen. You said Carmen? Karma?
Karma, Karma.
Happy born day, Karma.
All right, well, check back in with us tomorrow if you can, okay?
Yes, Mickey, like the mouse.
Hey, Mickey.
All right, thanks, guys.
Mickey.
Have a good day. Yes.
What's Karma Cash App? She got one?
Oh, you know what? I do not know where my baby's Cash App is. She just
What's your
started
Cash
one.
App then?
I don't use Cash App, girl. I got scammed. If y'all put me on hold, I'll look her up.
Yeah, hold on. Don't wake her butt up. Hold on and wake up, okay?
Okay, cool, man. Thank you, guys.
All righty now. 800-585-1051. If you need to vent, hit us up now. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club. Time to get it off your chest, whether you're mad or blessed. 800-585-1051. We want to hear from you on The Breakfast Club.
Hello, who's this?
Hey, what's up? It's D calling out of Aiken.
Hey, D, get it off your chest.
Aiken, what's happening?
Not much. Charlotte, DJ Envy, Angelique, how y'all doing?
Good, how are you?
Blessed, black, and highly favored, brother.
I'm good, man. I'm waiting to clock in. So I just wanted to call in and talk to Charlotte real quick.
Yes, sir.
Hey, man, I be watching everything you and Andrew Schultz be doing, but I had a problem like 2 weeks. I've been trying to get on the phone with you.
I'm here, brother. Talk to me.
All right, so look, this one guy had called in, right? He said he was taking care of all his kids, and he was a little, worried about how he's going to pay his mortgage and everything. So he put his Cash App out there, and y'all kind of blew him off. And Charlotte, you used to be broke at one time, so you know how hard it is for a black man to ask for help.
How do you figure we blow him off? We let him put his Cash App out there.
Yeah,
but you wanted me to pay his mortgage?
No, you don't got to pay his mortgage, but you could have helped out. Because, see, the next call after, a girl had called up here crying, talking about how she loved y'all, and she didn't even ask to put her Cash App out there. You just said you was going to send her something.
Oh, so
I doubt that.
You mad at Charlamagne how he's giving out his money?
That too, but I doubt I just gave her money because she called up here crying because she said she loved us.
So why don't you give out some money then, brother? If you worried about how Charlamagne giving out his money.
Did you donate to the brother's Cash App, King?
I did send $10, the best I could.
Okay. Well, that's up to you. Well, you can't be mad at how a man wants to spend his own money.
Nah, I'm not mad. I just want to ask what made you give her money and not him.
Because he felt
I don't remember the situation.
You don't got to answer why you gave money and why somebody else did.
No. But I'm pretty sure my energy feels like
man.
something. But listen, wait, Envy. I feel like my energy probably says that one was more dire than the other. Because I do remember the brother calling up here about the mortgage, but I don't think he was calling up like he was stressed out and crying.
You got to tell somebody why I gave money or why I didn't. You gave money out the kindness out of your heart. That lady just called a second ago. It was her daughter's birthday. She's going to be stuck. She can't have a party, so you decided to throw some money in her Cash App, and I'm going to throw some money in her Cash App too. But you ain't got to you got to explain to somebody why you giving somebody money or why you not. Nigga, you don't make this money.
He asked the
you ain't
question.
working.
I understand. But I will say,
finances. Get it in your own finances. I hate when people do that.
I will say before you point the finger at somebody, make sure you did it yourself. So he did say he said he donated $10, so I respect it. That's like me saying, well, what 10? Why don't you give 11? Nigga, that's your money. I can't tell you what you do with your own money. You can't tell me what I'm doing with my money. Why you give money to this person and not that person? What? Huh? I'm defending Bay. Yeah, don't mess with my Bay. Bay, I need some lunch. Can you throw me some money for lunch today? Nah, you need to let Trav munch. That's what you need to do. You owe Trav cheeks, all right? Don't talk to me about nothing for me until you do for Trav. You know what? I ain't defending you no more. You should have gave that man money, whatever that he was talking about. Hello, ma'am?
Good morning. This is Mickey. They told me to hold so I can give him my daughter's cash app.
It's still Envy. It's still me.
What's the cash app, Mickey?
What's the cash app?
Okay, the cash app. I got it. It is KARMA.
Karma.
That's Karma. Go ahead.
99300.
300.
Hold on. Say good morning. Good morning, and I appreciate it.
Enjoy your B-Day, Karma.
Karma, I just sent you some money. Did you get it?
You get your money? Y'all, I'm so proud of my baby. She tried out for the cheerleader squad, and she made captain. I've been such an ecstatic mom.
Wow, okay, Captain Karma.
Captain Karma.
Look, I've been in here bringing it on. I'm like, you got to be like the Clovers. Y'all ain't no Toros. Y'all the Clovers.
Hey.
I got it. Thank you.
You got it from me and Charlamagne, or just Charlamagne? Or
I
just
just
me?
sent you something, too.
Okay, I got to. All right.
All right, Karma. Have a happy birthday.
It.
Sorry,
And we will definitely try and keep in contact. One more thing I do have to say, Envy, because Charlamagne, how about them Cowboys?
Oh,
hey.
Cowboys.
Karma, send my money back. Send my money back now. That was joking.
Hey.
Look, Karma said she ain't got nothing to do with that. She worried about her team. How about them Cowboys, though?
I told him that this morning. I don't know why he trying to forget that we beat their ass on Monday.
Oh, my goodness. Have a good one, Mickey, like the mouse and Karma. Have a good one.
Right.
Happy birthday,
hey, like
too.
I said, I'll try and check in tomorrow if I can.
All righty now.
All right. Bye, y'all. Have a good day.
Hey.
All right. Get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. Now, we got rumors on the way?
Yes, and let's discuss Ime Udoka. Shaquille O'Neal has weighed in on the situation, and his perspective is a little different.
All right. We'll get into that next. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club. Rumor report. This is the Rumor Report with Angela Yee on The Breakfast Club.
Well, on Shaq's podcast, The Big Podcast with Shaq, he answered a question about Ime Udoka and his comments on the whole situation. And what he had to say in response was very interesting.
We have Ime Udoka and the situation going on in Boston.
I am going to step down from this conversation. Let me tell you why.
Okay.
I was a serial cheater. It would be crazy and blasphemous for me to get up here and say, boom, boom, bam. I can't do that. I know these guys personally. I know they're going through a lot because I went through a lot. I just wish that, certain parties weren't involved. Like I've known Nia Long for a long time. I like her. I know Adam for a long time, and they're going through a lot of family stuff. But I'm never the guy that's going to get up here because of my platform and fake it. I did it. I was the best at it. I'm not proud of it. I lost my family doing it. I lost valuable, important years with my children from doing it. So I refuse to get up here. You shouldn't have did this. You shouldn't have did that. I'm not that guy. I'm real with the situation.
He doesn't want to be a hypocrite.
That's real.
What does it mean he was the best at it?
Yeah, but he's not being a hypocrite. Like, Shaq's right. What he said is what needs to be said. Like, that's what brothers need to hear, how cheating on your woman, disrespecting your vows could cause you to lose everything. So, I mean, he said what needs to be said. So him saying, he don't have to say, you shouldn't do X, Y, and Z. He's an example of why you shouldn't do X, Y, and Z, because he's letting you know that, I lost everything by doing that. And I know the Celtics coach and Nia Long weren't married, but there is a bigger conversation to be had about, why a lot of us men do self-sabotage like this, like the lack of worthiness, that a man has within himself to do that. How those moments that you're leading with ego can cost you everything. So I do think it's a larger convo to be had about self-sabotage and keeping brothers from making those mistakes. And I can say that because I made those same mistakes.
Yeah, me as well. And shout to Shaq. When I was going through my stuff, Shaq pulled up on me too and had a conversation with me. So always appreciate that. What up, Shaq?
Yeah, he's saying he doesn't want to pass judgments and tell him, oh, you shouldn't have did this, you shouldn't have did that, but he is hoping that they manage to work everything out. He knows how difficult, from his own experience, it can be. All right, now, according to reports, Rihanna is vetting at least 50 potential musicians to perform with her at the Super Bowl halftime show. Who would you like to see on that stage?
I'd like to see T.I. come out to do Live Your Life. I'd like to see Jay-Z and Kanye come out to do Run This Town.
Drake, the joint with Drake. I would love to see the joint with
the Drake record.
What's My Name?
What's my name? Also the joint with Future.
Calvin Harris, We Found Love. That's my song.
The joint with Future would be crazy.
What about Eminem?
Yeah,
that's a big song.
Yeah, all those records we named they were number one records.
Yeah,
if I'm not mistaken.
I don't think she would do
Paul
Eminem.
McCartney.
I don't think she would do Eminem because Eminem did it last year, right?
It's a guest though. It's still her show.
Yeah, true.
You know, he's a guest, and so I can see that's a huge song. I'm sure A$AP Rocky. There's rumors.
What song she got with A$AP?
Allegedly, there's rumors that they have a new song and surprise performance plan. That's the rumor, since this is the rumor report.
That'd be dope.
I don't think the Super Bowl is for new songs.
Well, she got time though to put out a song, you know.
Yeah, they definitely have time. It's not until February.
Yeah, they got time.
Yeah, because Beyonce did that with what song did Formation, right?
Mm-hmm. And that's huge, and that's a great way to perform it for the first time. All right, now A$AP Rocky, in the meantime, is talking about that meme of him in the mosh pit, and he said that it's not funny. Some little bit was squeezing the life out of my testicles, B.
That's sexual assault, by the way.
He was making
that is assault.
That face
that's definitely
like
sexual
that.
assault.
And then he also captioned, "This pretty much sums up my Rolling Loud experience" in the post.
That's definitely sexual assault. You can't just grab a man's testicles because you feel like it. Just because he jumped in the mosh pit don't give you the right to grab his testicles.
All right, he definitely looks like he's going through it.
Investigate that woman.
Tom Hanks is going to be releasing his debut novel. It's called The Making of Another Major Motion Picture Masterpiece.
Can't wait.
It's coming out next year. It's about the movie industry and the making of a colossal star-studded multi-million-dollar superhero action film and the humble comic book that inspired it. That's according to the official synopsis. Beginning in 1947 with the story of a soldier returning home from war, it then switches focus to the soldier's nephew who writes a comic book about his uncle in 1970, and from there it pivots to present day when a director adapts a comic book into a superhero movie. So he actually took things from his own experiences in Hollywood to write the book. He said, "Every character in the book does something I've experienced while making a movie, as well as discovered a philosophy or learned an important lesson. Even the foolish moments are some kind of stunt I've pulled or mistake that I've survived." That's what he told People. So he said he's going to use his knowledge of the movie business to paint a picture of how a major motion picture actually comes together. He said, "No one knows how a movie is made, though everyone thinks they do. I've made a ton of movies and 4 of them are pretty good, I think. And I'm still amazed at how films come together. From a flicker of an idea to the flickering image on screen, the whole process is a miracle."
Yeah, I definitely want to read that. I'm still waiting for Tom Hanks' memoir, though. I can't wait to read a memoir of Tom Hanks.
All right, now Shakira is being ordered to stand trial on tax fraud charges. And so she is headed to court. The judge did order yesterday that she'll be brought to trial in Spain on 6 charges of tax fraud. Now, the date has yet to be set. But this is all in 2018. They charged her in Spain with tax evasion, accusing her of not paying up to 14.5 million euros, that's about $14 million, in taxes between 2012 and 2014. They said she spent more than half of that period living in Spain, and she should have paid taxes in the country, even though her official residence was listed as the Bahamas. They said as soon as she spent more than
her financial team dropped the ball somewhere.
They said as soon as she spent more than 183 days in Spain in a fiscal year, she took the initiative to declare herself a tax resident in Spain and pay taxes in this country. That's what she should have done. So she didn't. So she's denying any wrongdoing. She said she has always cooperated and abided by the law. And, unfortunately, the Spanish tax office, which loses out 1 out of every 2 lawsuits with its taxpayers, continues to violate her rights and pursue yet another baseless case. Shakira is confident that her innocence will be proven by the end of the judicial process. Ooh, you got to be careful with them taxes. A lot of people move other places or list other places as a residence because they have lower taxes, but they do check and make sure that you're really where you say you are. I know a lot of people try to go to Puerto Rico.
A lot of people move to Puerto Rico. You got to stay there 6 months.
But they actually track your cell phone, and they track where your whereabouts are to make sure that that's where you really are. All right, and that is your rumor report.
All right, now we got front page news next. What are we talking about?
Yes, and let's talk about Governor Newsom, California's governor. He has signed a legislative package that protects and expands abortion access into law. He signed this yesterday.
All right, we'll get into that next. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club. Your mornings will never be the same.
BET Plus presents original series Tyler Perry's Zatima, a new chapter from the smash hit BET series Tyler Perry's Sisters, now streaming only on BET Plus. Still don't have BET Plus? To learn more, visit BET.plus.
Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. That was Tim's Free Mind. She's going to be performing at Powerhouse New York City with Nicki Minaj, Kodak Black, Fabio Foreign, Moneybag Yo, Spin King, and Friends. All right, October 29th at the Prudential Center in Newark. So if you haven't got your tickets, get your tickets now. Let's get in some front page news. Where we starting, Yeezy?
All right, we'll start in California. Governor Gavin Newsom has signed a legislative package that protects and expands abortion access into law. Now, in a news release, he said an alarming number of states continue to outlaw abortion and criminalize women, and it's more important than ever to fight like hell for those who need these essential services. We're doing everything we can to protect people from any retaliation for accessing abortion care, while also making it more affordable to get contraceptives. So some of the measures which were passed at the end of the session late last month, which he signed yesterday, seek to protect abortion patients and providers from potential prosecution or penalties brought by states or civil action originating in states where abortion is banned. So that means that law enforcement in California is prohibited from assisting or cooperating with other states' investigations related to abortion if the procedure was lawful under California statutes. So if someone tries to come to California to get the procedure done, they don't have to cooperate. And then they also said under the law, California technology companies are blocked from sharing digital reproductive information with out-of-state law enforcement seeking to enforce their state's abortion ban. So those are just some of the things that this has been signed into law. The requirement in state law that a coroner investigate deaths related to self-induced or criminal abortion, and makes it so that a coroner's statements about a fetal death certification could not be used to bring a criminal prosecution or civil action against a person for their pregnancy outcome. So a lot of different things to make sure that people do not face criminal charges and the police do not have to cooperate with out of state if they're doing things properly in that state. All right, now, Governor Gavin Newsom also this month signed a bill that requires state regulators to create a program allowing natural organic reduction by 2027. So that means a new option after you pass. In a steel vessel surrounded by wood chips, you could become a compost that could fertilize new life. So this is the fifth state to pass legislation permitting what they are calling human composting or terramation. The process essentially is the controlled decomposition of a human body by a funeral service provider that takes about 2 months. Processing a person's remains creates 1 to 2 cubic yards of compost. That's enough to nearly fill the bed of a pickup truck, and you can use that in gardens or conservation projects. So if you decide
I think that's dope.
After you die, I want to be a tree or something like that and be put here, you can become compost.
I think that's dope, especially if they, put you on some land that you own, donate your organs to other people, and then, put the rest of the remains on some land that you own. That's dope.
And then your ex or somebody hates you just pee on you every day, right?
Well, not if you put it on some land that you own, because if you come on my property, you're going to get shot. They know, after I pass, they're going to know who deserves to be on that property and who don't.
I mean, it's interesting because have you guys thought about what you want to happen? One person said, I could never imagine being embalmed in a casket, put in a grave where I had a place on the earth dedicated to me forever. That doesn't feel right to me. Some people want to have their ashes spread. That's what one person said.
That don't even make no sense. It's the same thing as being in a casket, and it's a tombstone that's dedicated to you for the rest of your life. So why not make it a tree? What's the things they call them? The mausoleum? That's what they call it?
Mausoleum, yeah.
Yeah, when they do the mausoleum, that's dedicated to you. So it's the same thing. Either way, you're going to be here in some way, shape, or form.
Well, they might want to be cremated, not be in the ground or in a mausoleum.
Yeah, if you're cremated, you're in an urn. You're in an urn for the rest of your life, unless you want to get that. Yeah, like unless you want to get thrown in the ocean.
Yeah, you get spread in the ocean, spread on land, or wherever. Some people are made into jewelry.
Also, I think it's the price too. It costs a lot to get the tombs. Some people think
Mausoleum
about that.
is expensive, very expensive.
That's really expensive. All right, well, that is your front page news.
All right, now when we come back, writer and director Kenya Barris will be joining us.
Mm-hmm.
You want to
Kenya got a lot going on, man.
He's the
whole Ish universe.
Blackish, the whole Ish, mixed-ish, grown-ish.
Yeah, and he's promoting his new show on Netflix with Kid Cudi, the animated cartoon. Intergalactic something.
Intergalactic.
That's what it's called.
That's all it's called, Intergalactic?
Yep. I think it has a subtitle under that, but it's Intergalactic. Yes.
All right, so we'll kick it with him next, so don't move. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club. Power 105.1. Back. You're checking out the world's most dangerous morning show.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ MV, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. We got a special guest in the building.
There's a whole lot of money in this motherfucker.
That's Whoa.
Mostly around me.
Barris, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. How's it going? How you feeling?
I feel good. It's early.
I didn't know you had 6 kids. You said he had 6 kids.
6 kids.
I got 6 kids too.
Do you?
Yeah.
What are they? 3? What are
4 girls, 2 boys. I started 21, 18, 9, 8, 6, and 11 months.
Are they mixed in? You're 11-month-old?
Yeah, 11-month-old.
Right. Mine are 3 girls, 3 boys.
Your youngest is what, 4 or 5?
Just turned 6.
Oh, okay.
And it's completely different. 6 kids, 6 unbelievably different personalities.
Absolutely.
It's nature over nurture. Like they are who they are. Like my oldest daughter is Paris Hilton. Like she like literally living the life outside. Every time I look up, I'm like, "Are you in Turks?" You know what I'm saying? Like, don't you have a final?
How old is she?
She's 23. She's
23.
Let's see. My middle daughter.
You should know it's probably your credit card.
No, not probably.
It is.
And then my middle daughter was at NYU, transferred to St. Lawrence, and then went to town. She's at USC. Became the youngest person, girl, guy, black, white, to sell a pilot to HBO.
That's amazing.
That's dope.
With her and Storm Reed.
Wow.
And she did it on her own. I helped her get the book. It was a book, Salvage the Bone. She did it on her own. Way better writer than I am. It was like, if you help me at all, other than I had to buy the book, so I did help. But like, it's dope. It's a super dope. My
Congrats,
other daughter
man.
is at Sierra Canyon, basketball player, wants to be a doctor, but like, right now she's my favorite.
What? You can't say that.
Right
man.
now.
Why? Can she play ball?
No, you love all your kids the same. You
Yeah.
like them different at different points.
I would think that the one that's that just sold the pilot to HBO would be.
She was for a long time, but
She's living her life now.
So if one is your favorite, do you do more for them as your favorite?
no, I just with that one more right now. Like she with me, and I with her, and like we're having like a thing.
Do they ever go to a point where they don't with you for a particular reason?
Absolutely, girls in particular.
That's right.
Dude, my girls will do some sneak in the house, get caught, do whatever, be pissed at them, and they'll just stop talking to me. And then all of a sudden, I'm like, do you need anything? Can I get you something?
Yeah.
Like, that girls can just shut you off.
Only thing about girls is like you have mad different wives.
Yes, they
Like
is.
when your wife gets her nails done,
That's a
your
wild.
daughter
That's
gets your nails-
that's a wild. Don't
It's
say
the truth.
different wives.
This is the
Jesus
truth.
Christ.
You
But
buy
it's-
for one, you got to buy for all of them.
And they're expensive.
Yes.
That's not wives, though.
It's
It's your
not
daughters, bro.
You're not wives, but it's like
This guy is wild.
it's like when my wife goes out and my daughter goes out, it's the same. When they go on vacation, like let's say my daughter and my wife, they both get first class
Wives
tickets.
and daughters, yes.
Yes.
So your sons don't get that?
Nah.
How do your kids handle dealing with being in the public eye?
The oldest one loves it. You know what I'm saying?
Oldest boy.
Girl.
Okay.
The oldest girl. The oldest one. The second one hates it because she wants to do everything on her own. And the third one, like, that's my nigga right now. Like, she gets it in a way. Like, she came in PA. And that's another thing. Like, she came and worked this summer when everybody else, and she didn't have to.
Mm-hmm.
And she like was moving crazy, but she also was like, I think you should know that they're spending money these days. You know what I'm saying? Like, she was like,
oh wow,
really like, this is my family business, and I want to make sure you know what's going on. And I really respected that.
It's interesting too about what you said about your second daughter, because I feel like black people have to get comfortable with the idea of nepotism. Like, there's nothing wrong with nepotism.
They do.
We should be happy to have somebody that is in your family that has your back.
I'm fine with it.
And can set you up nice. Yes.
Jay Brown told me something really interesting. He was like, buy your kids a piece of real estate as soon as you can, so that when it's theirs, when it comes time, they will have like a foundation. And I think that's the stuff that I'm trying to figure out. You know what I'm saying? Is like, you want them to work, so you don't want to give them everything, but at the same time, you want them to know that they do. Why is it wrong to give them a little bit of a boost?
No,
You know
nothing
what I'm saying? I found out that you're supposed to, when your kids are like in 9th grade, get an LLC in their name and start paying it just a little bit at a time. That way, by the time they're out of college, they have real credit.
Yeah, I do the same thing. I even put cars in my kid's name, and I co-sign for the cars.
Yes.
I do that for my daughter's name, and I do the same thing with the property, about my property.
How long you been doing it?
Real
A
estate.
minute.
I bought my first house at 22, but I started really investing when Yee put me onto Detroit, which was had to be like 7-8 years ago.
Are you heavy in Detroit?
I have a house there, a business there, and I sold like 3 houses there.
We bought houses for like $20,000.
That's what I heard. I heard for a minute they were giving them away for like $1 or something. Just
$500 on the auction, and then the auction now starts at $1,000. So they auction off like 2 houses a day.
See, that's the we need to know. So I feel like we are our own best help, and we are our own alpha predator.
Expound on that statement. You said we're our best help, but our worst alpha
I think
predators.
together we're our best help. I also think we're our own alpha predator. You know what I'm saying? I feel like sometimes we come at each other in such a way, either through violence, through resentment through contempt, through, you know what I'm saying, whatever.
Through tweets.
Through tweets. Seriously, all kidding aside, I'm doing Wizard of Oz, and in it, I was doing some carpet, and I was like, I want to put
LGBTQ representation.
They went crazy. Right? You know what I'm saying? And one of my daughters is gay, and like, I was like, I had to sit there because I'm like, I don't want her to like see this and feel away. People were like, why are you redoing this? Why would you put this? My kids won't see it. And I'm like, yo.
Well, the Cowardly Lion was always gay, if you paid attention.
It's the gayest. It's the Wizard of Oz.
And Judy Garland was lesbian.
Yes. And
not in the movie, but in real life.
The Wizard of Oz, I want to make, first of all, to be a black man to get to say, I'm doing Wizard of Oz, like, is a really, it's insane. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was not planning on doing it. I was planning on doing Richard Pryor. The casting didn't work out. I wanted this other kid, Cole Bennett, to direct it. Just wasn't quite ready. You know what I'm saying? I was going to write it. When I got a chance to direct it, I was like, I want this to last for 50, 60 years. The Wizard of Oz originally was an allegory of like what was going on in the world, right? It was the Great Depression, the Dust Bowl. This is a great time to sort of like take and turn what's going on in our world. You know what I'm saying? And mine is like based in Inglewood. Something happens, she ends up in Underhood, which is like but I want everybody in it. I want from different socioeconomic backgrounds, cultural backgrounds, black, brown, Asian.
Reflective of the world.
Reflective of the world. And I feel like to have something reflective of the world that doesn't have LGBTQ characters in there, it feels like that's not reflective of the world. And I'm not saying that that's what it's going to be like. Hello, it's not going to be like that Wizard of Oz.
The Lion was sassy like that, though.
Yeah, he was. And nobody talked about it.
The Lion was stereotypically gay.
Yes.
I was going to ask, you said your daughter was gay. How did y'all have that conversation? Was she comfortable enough to come out and, talk to you? Because that's something that I want to make sure that with all my kids, that they're comfortable to talk to me about anything.
So it was like the sweetest moment. I've never told this. Papa, I hope you're okay with this, but it was the sweetest moment. She's such a sweet kid, and she was away at school, and she was struggling, and she doesn't struggle in school. She was at NYU at Tisch. And we went to dinner one night, and she came and she was like, I think I need to take a semester off. And I was like, no, you don't. And she was like, no, seriously, Dad. And like, she kind of like started getting tears in her eyes. I called her mom. We were like, she was like, I want to shoot it short while I'm away. I'm not going to just like, this is hard for me. I was like, okay. So she takes it off, and it's during the pandemic, and she's like not feeling well. You know what I'm saying? Her hair is coming out. She, was losing weight, and she goes and tests. She has a marker for possible autoimmune.
Damn.
I remember going out and like crying in the hallway. And I was like, God, whatever you need to do, give it to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's just starting her life. Mm-hmm. And so autoimmune, you can't get tested for it. They have to find out what's going on. It's a series of eliminations. So she starts going through a series of eliminations. And so she was having a hard time, just like, super, super smart kid. She had shot her short. And so she was a big soccer player in school. And she was like, Dad, I'm going to go see my friend Sam, who I love, who was on her soccer team. I was like, yeah, go get some time. And then we're at dinner, and she was like, Sam's not just my friend, right? And I go, I do now. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And she was like, are you okay?
You knew what that meant when she said it?
Yeah, you know what it was. I go, I do now. And she goes, are you okay with it? And I go, are you okay with it? She goes, I mean, I think so. I was like, babe, I'm more concerned that Sam's white than she's a girl.
Dr. Umar would be proud, Kenya. Yes.
and like, we laughed and we had our moment, you know what I'm saying? But it was like, she went away, she came back, and I swear to God, like within like 2.5, 3 weeks, her hair stopped falling out. She started putting back on her weight. It made me think, and it made me like, I get choked up. Like, I felt like, dude, like the pain and the weight that she had to be carrying around, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Just in general in the world. And she blossomed.
Well, so she was suffering from depression more so than...
Absolutely. Or maybe anxiety over it.
Anxiety, stress,
anxiety, depression.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of different things. And just the world, you know what I'm saying? We love her. We love her girlfriend. We joke around with her about it, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, would you get that from the newly gay sweater store? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we have our things, and it's like our relationship has always been that.
That's dope.
But it definitely changed for me what I feel like parenting was.
All right, we got more with Kenya Barris. When we come back, don't move. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We're still kicking it with writer and director Kenya Barris. Charlamagne?
Is that the reason that you decided to make The Wizard of Oz the way you wanted to make it?
I was going to have that character in there no matter what. You know what I'm saying? I have an idea for it. You know what I'm saying? Someone I want to play it. And because I feel like to reflect the world and not reflect that I might, there might be a character, I'm not doing it for political reasons, but there might be a character who has some type of disability. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want it to be a reflection of the world.
So what does it look like when you say I'm gonna have LGBTQ representation? Like could people hear that and be like, what's it gonna be, a yellow road? Like what is like what is that? So, I mean, I know The Lion was, so you're gonna just go over exaggerate that?
So I'll give you a thing. Like in my dream of dreams, Frank Ocean redoes Somewhere Over the Rainbow, and I would love a character like Rainbow, but I'd love a character who told you that? Clarence, lion-ass Clarence? Like he becomes the lion, the cowardly lion. And the reason he's cowardly and a lion is because he's trying to put forth something else, and he always is kind of like not really being himself, and it's causing him to not sort of be, as outward and as, brave as he should be. You know what I'm saying? And so I want to like turn things in their head. Like,
that makes sense. The
idea of someone being heartless, I want one of Dorothy's cousins in real life to be in the streets and be a fool, and he's kind of like heartless. You know what I'm saying? People be like, man, that's heartless. You know what I'm saying? But it's like it's not heartless from the idea of whatever. It's the idea that his heart sort of turned black because he's given up. You know what I'm saying? So I want to take those things and I want to flip them on their head, and I want to talk about where we are today. Someone who might be brainless might be a girl who keeps having kids or does this because she feels like she needs something to give love and she's not really good in school. I want to sort of take and flip it on his head, but still make it for families, but show the world today. And I think
that makes sense. That reminds me of the Tupac line. Tupac said, Brenda got a baby, but Brenda barely got a brain.
Honestly, that's so funny. That's I want to have that needle drop.
Do you ever get nervous with a movie that classic and that iconic? Because, the company wants you to do better than that movie. Do you ever get nervous, like, maybe I shouldn't with that?
So I get a lot of because people are like, why you do remakes? But I feel like I'm not doing it because of lack of ideas. Like, when I saw it, I was thinking of the 25,000 comments. They're like, look, why you gotta do this? When I was like, so you're more comfortable with the black and white, all white, version of this? You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like we just say sometimes, you know what I'm saying? But
gotcha.
I do feel like sometimes I look at what the essence of the movie is, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, I'm not doing a remake, I'm doing a reboot of that thing. And you're starting from a better place in some aspects because you have people know it. I want to do something that feels like we can grow and we can, what I'm saying? I really believe when I sold Blackish, we could have sold a lot of places. I went to ABC because we knew we could come on after Modern Family. And I wanted to come on after the biggest family show. And I made a bet with the producers and execs. I was like, I bet you we beat it on the first night. And we did. Because we show up for each other. You know what I'm saying? It didn't stay like that, but we show up for each other. And that made that show something. It made that show last for as long as it did. And I feel like our real success lies in being a populist. Me and Shar were going back and forth because like sometimes it's like we don't want to do stuff. Like sometimes it feels like you're doing stuff just for white people. I was like, but I think that there is a version of like being true to us at the same time reaching the biggest, audience.
The thing about Blackish though, Blackish was just good. Like regardless of whatever, like the cast, the blackness, it was just good. I'm
here to talk. One of the things we did was we're doing Intergalactic.
Kid Cudi.
It's crazy.
It's a cartoon, right? It's an animated show.
It's an animated project. It's really a movie that we broke into chapters. You know what I'm saying? It's the people who did Spider-Verse. It's Tiana Taylor. It's Cudi. It's Timothy Chalamet. It's Jessica. It's
Ty Dolla $ign.
Ty Dolla $ign. Ty is so dope in it. It's the first time an album and a show have ever dropped at the same time, and each track on the album represents a chapter in the show. Wow. There's Easter eggs in it, and I really feel like this is a different swing for us.
And it's on Netflix, so I'm assuming you made things right with Ted Sarantos. Were things ever bad?
Things were never bad. Okay, I got one call when I left to go do Viacom, and I left for Viacom because they gave me a percentage of ownership
in BET Studios,
and that had never happened. I did an article. In the article, they highlighted that I said Netflix has become the new CBS, and they made a big deal of it. So I'm asleep, and I get my phone is ringing, and it's Ted Sarantos, and he's like, it's a text. He's like, dude, what have I ever done bad to you? But do this, and I'm like, that's not. You don't want Bruce Wayne hitting your face, hitting your phone at 5:30 in the morning. I hadn't even read it, and I'm like, oh, like he really did change my life. I remember telling my white producing partner at the time, I was like, this is horrible. He's like, that's not the call you want. And he is a dude, this is what, let me tell you, he said, no, that's not the call you don't want. And it stuck with me.
Explain it.
He was like, you don't want to not be able to get that call. He's like, that.
Oh,
he was like, that's the place that you want. He's like, it's not, you may not want that being said. He said, but that's not the call. He said, that's the call you don't want to not get. And, we have a good relationship. We have a Eddie Murphy, Jonah Hill movie coming out, big movie. We've
Andrew's in that too, right?
Andrew's in that. Ben Staple, you know what I'm saying, is coming out. We have 50. We have a lot. We have a ton of
Fat Joe.
Fat Joe, you know what I'm saying? Oh, that's at Showtime.
Oh, that's yeah. So you've been still able to work with Disney, with Netflix, with all the companies. You still have a good relationship.
We talked about this. It's relationships. You know what I'm saying? People, I think that's what people forget. You know what I'm saying? Like me and Char, when everything happened, it was crazy. And we
what
got
happened?
When it was nothing big. When he said, I don't like Black AF, I said in the
same article with Ted Sarandon.
Said same article with Ted Sarandon.
Which I appreciate.
Malcolm Gladwell and such. Like, I was like, you think I care Charlamagne doesn't like it? The way it was put was f***ed up. And it was also a joking thing, whatever. That's my brother. And you know what I'm saying? It came off like I'm saying belittling. And I called Sean. We had talked before, and I was like, I love what you do. I think that you are one of one at which the show has become. You know what I'm saying? It is I was like, but they take and look for anything, and I'm still getting new to the whole publicity thing. They look for anything to separate us. And I was like, together, we're supposed to be doing a show. I was like, together, they can't stop us. You know what I'm saying? And that's when we started talking, and we ended up having like a 3-4 hour conversation about everything under the sun. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, I like that we disagree. We're disagreeing, arguing about that. But I was like, together, they can't stop us.
And you are trying to bring Black AF back, right?
I would love to do Black AF again. I put Black AF, like Miss It, whatever, on my Instagram recently. Look at it's like 30,000 comments. Like everywhere I go, people are like, where's that season 2? You know what I'm saying?
I did like that show, by the way. I said that I watched the whole series. I thought it was pretty funny, but I also felt like it kind of reminded me, like, Envy, did you watch it? I feel like it could have been kind of like Envy's family too. You know, because
somebody who doesn't know me said it was your family.
I'm telling you, when you watch it,
is my family though. This
is a little bit different.
Too black.
It's kind of like
they told me the young boy, he looks like Logan.
It's kind of like a family that has money and
the cars and stuff like
that. And just also like there were certain conversations on there that I understood. Like I always said, the Amex points won. That is me all day. When I play with
those are my points.
Or when they did the was it shrooms or ecstasy or something?
That happened to me. I saw my daughter at Coachella, and I'm high. And I'm like, "Are you high?" She goes, "No." "Are you high?" And I go, "No." And I'm like, okay. She's like, okay. And I walk away, and I'm like, I can't discipline her. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's wrong. But it was those moments, like, I love being able to talk about those moments. And I feel like Black has changed my life. But I think Black is for where we're at now, we hadn't seen us be able to do that.
All right, we got more with Kenya Barris when we come back. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. We're still kicking it with Kenya Barris, writer and director. Charlamagne?
Question, you created Blackish with Anthony Anderson, right?
I created it, Blackish.
You created Blackish, but Anthony, y'all did it together initially?
No.
I thought y'all pitched it together and everything.
No, we did pitch it together. Me and Anthony go back and forth. Anthony is my brother. Okay. I created it. Lawrence was actually on first, you know what I'm saying?
Fishburne, okay.
And then we brought Anthony in, but we did do it together. He never worked for me, he always worked with me, you know what I'm saying? But I did create it.
Because I was going to ask, when you did Black AF, did they feel a way?
Yeah, they wouldn't say it, but yeah, it felt like, one, I had left, you know what I'm saying? One, it was a version of what people could consider Blackish, but they were friends, you know what I'm saying? And they loved me, but I'm sure it was, they felt way even more. They said stuff, but I'm sure they felt way even more than they said, but they were supportive. And I told Anthony, I was like, I hope I get nominated for this. I hope I win so I can get up on stage and be like, acting, not that hard. You know what I'm saying? If I didn't have to write and produce and direct this, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I can't do what he does. We're going to do something else together. That's my brother, Tracy's my sister. But I feel like, it made them. That's the thing too. Whenever you start to have success and growth, people around you sometimes feel away. Hate is not necessarily the word. It's just the idea that they start feeling like, do you feel like you're too good? Do you feel like, have you forgotten about us? You know what I'm saying? Are you using this or whatever? And so they never hated on me, but I definitely feel like it was uncomfortable at certain points.
Do you feel the pressure to create like another smash hit universe like The Issues?
I feel the pressure to, like, we're doing Girls Trip. We're doing another Girls Trip. You know
I keep hearing that's not happening because nobody wants to pay the women the money.
It's officially happening.
Officially happening.
Okay.
Does Queen Latifah know this?
I mean, they wouldn't make my deal. You know what I'm saying? They wouldn't make the deal. We're not, you know what I'm saying? Me and Tracy aren't cheap. They wouldn't make our deal if it wasn't happening.
Is it in New Orleans again?
It's written in every, I was going to ask, is it in New Orleans?
We have, I can't give you a thing, but the script is in process. The deals, you know, whatever. But
that's great news.
But like that, even that example is like, Will is my brother, you know what I'm saying? And like, he shouldn't have to ask. He's had so much success, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like we are now at the point where I definitely feel like the way that you limit those askings, and like Char was like, we were talking one day and I was like, I don't really pitch. More so it's like relationships. And I try to tell young people, like, it's relationships. It's how you with people. Watch who you step on your way up because you'll see them on your way down.
That's right.
And I feel like I've been lucky enough at this point, who knows when it changes, most of the times it's calls. They're like, let's go and do it. The idea that we can, Char's at Audible, I'm saying, if we were like, yo, let's do Envy and Angela as a married couple, you know what I'm saying? They'd be like, they'd be like,
maybe Envy and Charlamagne as a married couple.
That'd be hard.
That would be better.
That could work.
That's what you should call it too. That'd be hard.
That'd be
And it could be like a Bert and Ernie reimagining, because they were, I'm telling you, that's the groundwork.
But we could make that call now, rather than having to go pitch it. We can make that call. And the thing is, I have to. Char was like, well, why aren't you making it? I was like, because I can't. I gotta watch how many calls I make. And he was like, yo, I respect it. He was like, I didn't think. He's the notion of we only can do that when you produce. You know what I'm saying? I remember I came in the office and they were like, Steven Spielberg wants to see you. And I was like, oh, Spielberg. I'm driving over to the office and I'm like, hold on, why does Steven Spielberg want to see me? This is about to be on some black. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, and I was kind of pissed and I was like, I should turn around. And I walk in, they were thinking about redoing Raiders of the Lost Ark and having like Idris Elba take over for like a handoff. You know what I'm saying? I heard it and I was like, this is a good idea. And it changed me from that point on. I was like, you know what? I'm going to stop having that idea about now only call me with the black call. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to change the narrative of that and stop being like, I want, but the black call you give me, I'm going to get the right budget. I'm going to get people paid. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to make sure I have the right people shooting it. It's going to be a Fincher movie.
So it was bothering you to be like the go-to black guy?
Yes. It was bothering me because I didn't want to just do, in my mind, I was like, I don't want to just do black. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be the best black basketball player, the best black, that you want to be the best.
Right.
We definitely had that debate because I was like, you had all the success with black kids. Girls Trip made $100 million and now you afraid to be the black guy?
Yeah. And
I didn't understand that.
But I mean, that moment we were talking, I was like, yo, because I didn't want to like just be that. You know what I'm saying? But then I started realizing like, I can be that and we can make that the thing. You know what I'm saying? We can make a movie with all black characters, not a black movie, but a movie with all black characters written by black people. That's the movie.
And it's important for you to be that because who else is going to recognize Vince Staples needs to be in a TV show?
Absolutely.
We've been seeing that for years. Like, yo, Vince should be on television.
Absolutely.
Who's going to do a Kid Cudi cartoon if
Fat
not
Joe.
you?
Fat Joe's the
Who's
best.
Who's going to do Fat Joe?
Best storyteller in my entire life.
Absolutely.
Fat Joe can tell you a
Easily.
story about going to the liquor store and you're just sitting there like,
Easily.
you know what I'm saying? Tell it again, Joe. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I feel like people don't see that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, so once I started embracing my lane, you know what I'm saying? But realized I'm gonna embrace my lane but just embrace it at a super high level. And my dad told me this before he passed. He was like, yo, when you're with your boys, ask them what their $1 million plan is. And if they don't have one, you kind of got to exercise yourself from that group. He was like, and I was like, why? He was like, because they're going to hate on your plan. It's not about the money. He was like, you got to have people around you who have ways that they feel like they're going to make their bag. That way you guys grow. If somebody doesn't have their way and they want to they'll either hate on yours, try to piggyback on yours. Y'all need to have things that you can grow together on. And I feel like we're now at the place where it's enough of us to do what we want to do and really do it at a high level. You know what I'm saying? I learned from Jay-Z. I never forget the moment, like one of the first conversations, the two conversations, but I was at a Fear of God event, right? And I'm like, oh, it's Jay-Z. And I got stickers and and Jay walks over to me and he, walks over he's come over to me and he goes, yo, congratulations on your success. And I was like, thank you. You know what I'm saying? I was like, what the f-? And I realized what he did at that moment was so important. He saw me. You know what I'm saying? Like he saw me and he didn't have to do that, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. And it changed. And so later on, he brought me in to listen, him and Guru and No ID, to listen to 444 because he wanted to do like a visual, like a movie around it. And we talked, really talked. And I just was like, I'm still trying to not be a fan, but sometimes you want to be a fan. Sometimes you don't want to get, but it was like, he really has laid the blueprint out in so many different ways. You know what I'm saying? And I have found that he actually tries to empower, you know what I'm saying, Black people. And I feel like I'm learning from Tyler, I'm learning from Jay-Z, I'm learning from Russell, I'm learning from Puff, I'm learning from their mistakes, from their things, whatever. But I feel like the idea that I really want us all to get together and like, nobody in this space knows radio like y'all. You know what I'm saying? The idea of what you have learned, you've forgotten more than you know what I'm saying, than most people know. And I feel
Jay-Z bar.
Is that what he says?
I don't forgot more than you've ever learned. What you don't know will make your home a permanent earn, nigga.
That's the truth. Like, I feel like how we can sort of take that next generation and come together. And it's not about free. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not doing this because I'm super altruistic. I want to get a bag too. But we need that next generation. I saw Judd Apatow, what he did with all those kids he worked with, you know what I'm saying? And now he's working for them in some aspects. He was smart enough to sort of get those kids, bring them up, and then be able to produce their movies and keep them going. And I feel like we need that next generation, but we got to come together first.
We got the text. Kenya got to go.
I'm sure he does.
Intergalactic is out on the 30th.
Yeah.
Friday.
What else this year? Intergalactic? That's
the Jonah Hill, You People is
yeah, with Jonah and Eddie Murphy. And Lauren London's in that too.
Lauren London, she kills it. We got
The Underdogs.
Underdogs with Snoop is coming out. White Man Can't Jump.
That's all coming out this year?
Within the next year.
Okay.
We're doing Above the Rim. We're doing the Wally Amos story. We're doing Richard Pryor as a series now. Clyde Marley. You know, we have a lot of stuff that we're doing, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like I want to do something with y'all. I feel like we talked about everything I'm saying. Like, but, you know, me and Charlie trying to do some stuff together. I would love, you know what I'm saying? I feel like I want to learn, but I really feel like I want us to come together. And like, why can't we just take it over? It's ego. We can't work together. And I feel like if we get the business out the way and start realizing that, why do I need 80-20 of you? You know what I'm saying? Let's make deals that everybody wants to work on, and let's like really sort of grow.
Kenya Barris, y'all.
Thank you, guys.
Barris, ladies and gentlemen. We appreciate you for joining us.
Man, I appreciate it. I'm sorry it took me this long, but I'm glad we got here.
It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
I love it.
And the guy, we are the Breakfast Club. Let's get to the rumors. Let's talk Boosie.
It's time. She's spilling the tea. This is the Rumor Report with Angela Yee on the Breakfast Club.
All right. Well, Boosie admitted that he did break down after his brother stole from him, and he's sharing a more vulnerable side of his journey. He released his new book, Cross the Tracks, a memoir. Of course, you know, Waterboys, that movie premiere happened for him over the weekend, and that movie is due out actually today, if you guys want to check that out. So here's what he had to say about that money going missing and also about Young Blue.
Man, when that money was missing, bro, I broke down, bro. That was the money I had just came home and got a check with. Everything was gone, bro. Like, broke me down, bro. Then when they arrested him, it me up even more. Like I told you, bro, this Boosie like real.
I feel
just
you.
think 469 after you just come on from a murder charge. Your first check.
Now, he also said that, according to Boosie, he said his brother forged his signature on a document that sent Young Blue to Empire. And so, yeah, he's got a legal battle still going on with his brother in court over royalties that are owed to Blue. And they only communicate via text these days. This was an interview he did with Beehive TV where he talked all about that. And that's hard. That's your family.
That's his real brother? His real brother?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Hey, drop on the clues bombs for Beehive TV too, man. That's my guy. He out there working in Atlanta. And I don't know too many people who not going to cry when they lose that kind of money. And forget the amount. When that account is in the red, Lord have mercy. When you go to that account and nothing's in there, but there was supposed to be something in there, oh, my God. You gonna cry.
Yeah, especially you just got home out of jail, and you're like, man.
And if your brother stole your money, goodness gracious.
Yeah, that's a tough
Family
one.
member?
All right, now Lil Wayne is selling his Miami mansion. He built this mansion back in 2017, and at that time he paid $16.8 million for it. Now he's asking for $29 million. It's a 7-bedroom, 11-bathroom palace. They said a lot of high-end luxuries, a commercial-grade elevator, a wine cellar, floating staircases, an outside dock. And also it has a movie theater with suede walls and things like that. So if you guys can afford that, you know, you want to move to Miami, $29 million is the asking price.
Well, I wonder where he's going. Is he moving into something smaller, or what is he?
I think he bought a place in L.A., if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, he's in California in Hidden Hills. So that's where he lives now, near Kylie Jenner.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so maybe he feels like...
How the hell you know that, Yee?
It's in this report right here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He also just celebrated his 40th birthday, so happy birthday to Wayne.
Mm-hmm.
All right, now Cardi B was on social media reflecting on how things that have happened in the past have cost her deals. She said, "My stupid decisions from the past caused me to miss out on money now. I had a multi-million-dollar Call of Duty deal on the table that I couldn't take because of court. Guys, think twice about those quick decisions. Lesson learned." That hurts. I saw she was telling somebody who tweeted her, like, well, you need to get that deal back. And she was saying she couldn't do the shoot because she had court dates and couldn't get the time to be able to do it.
Well, she's absolutely right, and I'm glad she said that because everything is a teachable moment. And, you know, smart people learn from their own mistakes. Wise people learn from the mistakes of others. Sometimes you got to watch what somebody else is going through. But I do find it ironic. Like, what did she do that Call of Duty dropped her?
Well, she had to go to court, so she wasn't available to do the shoot.
Oh, I thought they dropped her because of
the charges.
The charge, and I was just like, that's kind of, you know, hypocritical because Call of Duty violent as hell. Like,
yeah, she couldn't make it. She had court dates that she had to go to. She couldn't do the shoot on time.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Now.
I thought Call of Duty was being hypocritical, but I get it.
All right, so people are talking about Danny Lay. She's being accused of having B. Simone removed from a Wildin' Out episode, and that's over the baby. The headline on Hollywood Unlocked, the exclusive, said Danny Lay demanded MTV producers take B. Simone out of Wildin' Out episode over the baby. She commented under that LOL with a crying, laughing emoji. And then Just Hilarious chimed in and said, "Weak, don't give up." And then Pretty V said, "No shade, but this back and forth is mad old. My sis B. Simone is doing her thing, and that's on period. Y'all go check out Know For Sure podcast right now." And so, yes, I guess she felt like, I don't want you to be on that episode because remember B. Simone had a crush on the baby.
No, I think they said something that was a freestyle that B. Simone did and got at Danny Lay. That's what I thought they said.
Yeah, and they had some back and forth, and Danny Lay said she felt like something was going on, according to a source. Danny Lay felt like something was going on between her, between the baby and B. Simone, so she expressed those feelings to executive producers who ultimately made the big decision. And so, according to, on Wildin' Out, they were saying, well, we want our guests to feel comfortable, so
yeah,
we go above and beyond for that.
Now, shout to B. Simone. I like B. Simone, but the problem is anybody in this world, if you go at me, you diss me, or you make some comments that I don't like, that I think is disrespectful, and then you invite me to a show with that person there, I don't have to do it. And I can say I don't want to do it with that person there. Now, you got to make the decision to say if you want me as a guest or you want that person there.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And I don't know how I feel about, you say you want to make the guests comfortable, but what about your talent?
Your talent
is who you got to work with every single week. So now, what if your talent, doesn't trust you as a producer because you chose the side of a guest over them?
Yeah.
Like, I don't think I like that.
But if you invite me as a guest and I'm saying, yeah, sure, I'll come, but me and that person don't rock with each other, we don't get along. And if you have me on your show and that person's there, I won't do it. And then your show got to make the decision if they want me, the guest, or the person that works there.
And it's also Wildin' Out. It's like, you can't go on Wildin' Out with thick skin. Like, Wildin' Out is a bunch of people who absolutely positively have roasted you in some way, shape, or form.
That's facts. But it could be something else.
Comedians.
I don't know what B. Simone said. Like I said, B. Simone has always been a funny, comedian, but...
Well, she also was very publicly, like, saying that she really liked the baby and so on and so forth. So maybe that made Danny Lay feel away, and she didn't want her on that episode. And clearly B. Simone was okay with not being there.
Did she ever insult Danny Lay? If she never insulted Danny Lay.
Yeah, they did have some other back and forths, and so they did have some issues. But I think that was the main thing, according to sources, was that public affinity toward the baby.
Oh my God!
I don't understand. I really don't have a problem with it.
Public affinity, bro. Just because somebody got a crush on you.
No, it's not. I don't think it was because of crush. I think it was they were going back and forth with some other thing. There's been situations where somebody invite me and if it's somebody that says something disrespectful about my family, and I told them if that person's there, I won't go. And that person, and they told that person they couldn't go that day. I'm like that. If you ish on me or my family, when I see you, put your hands up to apologize or hands up to fight. That's who I am. I'm serious. I'm honest. Or don't invite me.
We ain't seen you fight nobody.
I fought you.
All right, guys.
See,
That's your rumor
there you
report.
go.
Coming up
There
next,
you
we
go.
got Donkey of the Day. Who you giving that donkey to, Charlamagne?
I wrestle with you.
You see what I'm saying? You want to wrestle? You see what I'm talking about?
I wrestled
it's
with you.
Kai, man.
wrestle
Before
with
after
you.
the hour, Donkey of the Day is going to a young brother named Rakim Tate. He needs to come to the front of the congregation. We like to have a word with him because he is the epitome of it ain't where you from, it's where you at. We'll discuss.
You want to talk about my wrestling match with you?
Hey, man, don't go on Wild 'N Out if you got thin skin. That's all I know.
It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club. Your mornings will never be the same.
BET Plus presents original series Tyler Perry's Zatima, a new chapter from the smash hit BET series Tyler Perry's Sisters, now streaming only on BET Plus. Still don't have BET Plus? To learn more, visit BET.plus.
Charlamagne say the gang donkey of the day, man.
You are a donkey.
It's time for Donkey of the Day.
Donkey of the Day does not discriminate.
I might not have the song of the day, but I got the donkey of the day.
So if you ever feel I need to be a donkey, man, hit me with the hero.
Yeah, it's the Breakfast Club, bitches.
Who's Donkey of the Day today?
Well, Donkey of the Day for Wednesday, September 28th, Mr. Ed Sheeran goes to a young brother named Rakim Stephen Tate. Is it Rakim or Rakim?
Rakim.
Oh, Rakim. Okay, I thought it was Rakim. He's 32 years old. I thought he was named after one of the greatest MCs to walk this planet, Rakim Allah. Drop on the clues bombs for Rakim Allah anyway. Peace to God. Now, we have all been in situations where we see someone yell out where they from, as if that's going to scare somebody. Because what folks don't understand is you from somewhere, I'm from somewhere, and nobody thinks the place they from is full of suckers, okay? Doesn't matter if you're from the slums of New Jersey or the cul-de-sacs of Arizona. Everybody thinks where they from is the toughest because all they thinking about in those moments when they trying to be tough is the people who they know from those areas, and they want to rep for them, okay? They don't want to be perceived as cowards to the people, you know, back where they from, even though those folks probably ain't even thinking about your ass. All right, but you got to represent. But trust me when I tell you, don't nobody care where you from, fam. Okay, and Rakim learned that the hard way because he simply forgot where he was at. Let's go to the Law and Order Network for the report, please.
32-year-old Rakim Stephen Tate turned a bad decision into a worse decision when he entered the store armed. Security footage shows Tate walking inside carrying a gun under his right arm. He walks around the store before speaking with someone who is off camera.
I don't mean no harm. I'm just not from around here. Well, you got any member? I got a big gun. But I'm not from around here is what I'm saying. I'm from Chicago, bro.
Escambia County officials say the clerk noticed Tate was armed before he entered the store and ran to the back room to arm himself with his personal weapon.
I see you. What's that?
After leaving the store, Tate was charged with openly carrying a prohibited weapon and attempted robbery with a firearm.
God did was playing in the background of the store. And Rakim, you need to thank God for it all, okay? Because God did get your ass out of that store without you getting your head blown off, okay? What does your Uncle Shala always tell you about the great state of Florida? The craziest people in America come from the Bronx and all of Florida. Rakim, Florida is the epitome of you got guns, we got guns too. Okay, compliments to the chef, Raekwon, that is, because if you think for 1 second that you can just walk into an establishment in Florida screaming you from Chicago and you're going to scare somebody because you got a shotgun, nigga, please. Okay, my favorite part of this story is that Rakim Tate had this shotgun and he is heard on the audio asking the employee, what kind of gun is he holding? The employee responds, and I can't hear what he said, but whatever it was, made Rakim moonwalk his ass out of that store, okay? That means that employee must have had something Donald Trump would call bigly. Because homie from Chicago thought he had a big-ass gun. He said it until he heard what the employee said he had. Keep in mind, it's Florida. In Florida, an AR-15 is easier to buy than a handgun. I repeat, in Florida, an AR-15 is easier to buy than a handgun. So I can't prove this, but I bet that's what the store owner was holding because that young man from Chicago realized in that moment, it ain't where you're from, it's where you're at. Okay, the store owner had to have an AR-15, an M16, maybe an AK-47, whatever it was, made Rakim stop and say, what you holding back there? And after getting the answer and assessing the situation, Rakim translated whatever that store owner said to what Rakim Allah said. I ain't no joke. Okay, this is a very teachable moment, and I'll tell you why. simply because Rakeem is still alive. He could be dead right now, okay? But God did, because he could have just raised that shotgun up to threaten the store owner or to shoot the store owner, and there's no doubt that store owner would have vanquished Rakim to the depths of hell within seconds of him cocking that shotgun, okay? But Rakim didn't do that. He asked the owner what he was holding, and when the owner told him, Rakim told himself he needs to retreat. So even though he's in jail, he's alive. So he has the opportunity to do better moving forward with his life. But it reminds me of this quote: it's not what you say to everyone else that determines your life. It's what you whisper to yourself that has the greatest power. I said, it's not what you say to everyone else that determines your life. It's what you whisper to yourself that has the greatest power. This is proof. Rakeem walked in and said, I'm from Chicago. Store owner didn't care. But when the store owner told you what he had, Rakeem whispered to himself, let me get my stupid ass up out of here before I die. Now, Rakeem has been arrested and charged with openly carrying a prohibited weapon and attempted robbery with a firearm. And when police arrested him, they told him, and I quote, you're not in Chicago anymore. You're under arrest. Please give Rakeem Stephen Tate the biggest hee-haw. Matter of fact, let Remy Ma give Rakeem the biggest hee-haw, please.
Hee-haw, hee-haw. You stupid motherfucker. Are you dumb?
Yeah.
All right.
You need to hear that this morning, Rakeem.
Well, thank you for that
Remy.
donkey of the day.
Mm-hmm.
Now, up next is Ask Ye, 800-585-1051. If you need advice, relationship advice, or any type of advice, phone lines are wide open, 800-585-1051. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club. Power 105.1. The Breakfast Club. Your mornings will never be the same.
When it's time to get with someone special, the best way to do it is with Magnum large size condoms. That gold foil wrapper is a badge of honor, and it means you're protected. And you take care of things with comfort. Accept no substitutes. Bring the pleasure with the gold standard. Magnum large size condoms.
Need relationship advice? Need personal advice? Just need real advice. Call up now for Ask Ye. Keep it real.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. Hello, who's this?
Hello. Oh, this is James.
James.
From North Carolina.
Hey, James from North Carolina. What's your question for Yeezy?
Yeah, I was just wondering if she had any advice on getting back out in the dating market. You know, like I'm 42. I'll be 43 in a couple months. But, you know, I'm separated from my wife. You know, we were married. We got married back in 06.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, things just kind of just fell apart throughout the years. You know, we still talk and whatnot. And, you know, we're not enemies or anything like that. But I'm just not. I'm not understanding how to get back out there into the dating place because you know, I mean, 42 years old, man, and I was with her since I was about 25. And, you know, and I'll admit I have some stuff to work on. You know, I mean, I have PTSD, and you know, I served over in Iraq and everything. And I try to be cordial and chivalrous. That's just how I am. But it seems to not work. You know, I always end up in the friend zone.
Okay, I know you just said that you had some things to work on for yourself. Have you been taking the time to do that?
I used to go to group meetings at the VA Medical Center, but, you know, they wouldn't let us really talk about the stuff that affected us while we were in theater or, you know, in the combat zone. So I never really got a chance to get any of that stuff out.
Have you ever had any one-on-one sessions?
No, ma'am.
You know, I would recommend that you start there because, like you just acknowledged, you have some things that you need to work on for yourself. And I think that, you know, you're used to being in a relationship, and dating is definitely way different now than it was 15 years ago. But I do feel like this is a great time for you to just figure out what it is that you... I feel like a lot of times you need to build yourself up before you try to get back out there. And what that means is, you know, you've been half of a relationship all this time. Now it's time for you to be selfish, focus on yourself and the things that you need to do for you. And once you start working on those things, I think it'll make dating easier. because I feel like sometimes you're simultaneously dealing with this breakup, trying to get back out there dating, trying to heal yourself and come to terms with things that you need to, put into better perspective. So maybe you need to start with you.
Oh, okay, yeah. I hear you. So I'm basically on the right track. I'm about to get back in the gym and stuff, man.
Yeah.
I'm trying to do things a little different because I have, with the anxiety and everything, I have problems with being in large groups of people and stuff like that. So.
Yeah, and it's great that you can acknowledge the issues that you have, and so that you know what it is that you need to work on. But now you have to go and do that work.
Yeah.
And this is the perfect time to do it. When you're not having any type of commitments to anyone else, but a commitment to yourself.
I got you.
All right. So what's the first thing you're gonna do?
Well, I'm get back in this gym, start working out again. I guess I'm starting there, and then try to figure out how to get back in one of those programs where I can talk to somebody.
Yeah, and if the group setting wasn't working for you, I think that you need to find somebody that you can talk to, just to focus on yourself and work on these things for you. And you'll see a huge difference in even how you approach people, because you got to love yourself first.
Okay. All right. I appreciate it.
All right, and I really wish you luck. And another thing I want to suggest, though, when you're ready, is getting that online profile ready if you haven't tried online dating.
Yeah, I haven't tried it, but...
I mean, it's not a bad thing. There's a lot of people out there, and, it's a good way to have some meetup for lunch or, coffee or tea or something like that. No pressure, but that might be something to do, too, if you're, get anxiety in group settings and things like that.
Okay. Yeah, I'll try some of this stuff. Yeah, I'm going to try some of this stuff out. I just wanted to, someone else's opinion on it. You seem to be well-rounded in this type of stuff, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I wish you luck, and, I promise you, things will get better for you. But just work on yourself, and then try that online dating.
Okay. All right. Appreciate you. Y'all have a good one, man.
You too.
You too, brother. Good luck. Ask Ye, 800-585-1051. If you need relationship advice or any type of advice, call her now. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning. Everybody, it's DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. We're in the middle of Ask Ye. Hello, who's this?
Anonymous.
Okay, Anonymous. What's your question for you?
Morning, Envy. Morning, Charlamagne.
Good morning.
Morning, Angela Lee.
Morning.
Thank you. I listen to your radio show every morning since it started. So I've been having marital issues with my wife for 7-8 years now. I got caught cheating like 8 years ago. And, I did the work. I tried to change everything. I basically tried to bend my back over to make everything right. Everything that she wants, I do. And it's never enough. We try therapy, and the therapist tell me, where I'm wrong, where I'm making my mistakes and all that. And as soon as the therapist started, basically tell her where she's going wrong, she stopped coming. And she come up with the excuse that I'm lying to the therapist, and I'm like, I don't need to lie to this guy. We come to this guy for help. Why am I lying to this guy? We got 7 children together.
Oof.
You know what I mean? So I'm like, and then now it's the point where I go to the gym every morning because not only physically, it helped me mentally too. That's the mental aspect of it that, it makes me disciplined so much that it gives me. And that's the problem too.
Okay, she doesn't trust you to even go to the gym.
Not even to go to the gym. I asked, we have a gym membership. I told her to come with me. She's free to come with me anytime she wants.
Right.
You know what I mean? She can go in the app and check the gym schedule when I log in. All my times is accounted for. You know what I mean? I get up, I bring the kids to school, drop them off, go to the gym after, come home, make dinner, pick the kids up, everything. And it's not enough. I don't feel appreciated no more.
Right, and you're still trying to do this work. You cheated 8 years ago. How'd you get caught?
Somebody said something on Facebook, and it happens.
Okay. And so
not gonna say it's not her fault because she didn't put me there to cheat, but you know, the accusation was there long before, you know, it happened.
So you're saying that she was accusing you of cheating before you ever cheated?
Before I ever cheated.
So, okay. All right. Well, the problem is that you did cheat, huh?
Mm-hmm. I'm not that man no more. You know, like,
right.
You know, like Charlamagne says that, you know, she loves Charlamagne too. And, you know, I kind of look up to you guys to, you know, like, you know, you don't need that negative aspect. Well, I want you try to change your life and be a better man about something. The blessings supposed to come forth.
Right. But it does take some time, you know, and she trusted you. You betrayed her trust, and she's still not over the hurt. Do you guys have more good days than bad days?
We have good days, but sometimes it's just like a switch will flip, and you just go crazy.
Right. And you said you do have more. So would you say things have gotten better, at least, as time has passed? It's not the same as it was, or is it still?
No, it got worse.
Oh, it's getting even worse now.
It got worse because you know, she wanted me to give up the gym, and I'm like, this is the only thing I got left.
She just doesn't want you to leave the house or go anywhere.
Yeah.
You know, she's
and coming from a fat boy, I was a fat boy, and you know, I worked my ass off. I lost 110 pounds with an injury.
And part of that might be her own insecurity of you looking good. Like, are you trying to look good to attract other women?
But trust me, she looks great. After 14 years, I'm still in love with my wife.
Okay.
My wife looks great. You understand what I mean? So it's like.
And you believe she's in love with you, and you believe she's in love with you too.
I don't think she's in love with me. I think she loves me. She thinks she loves me.
But you have to get that back.
You know, yes, the respect is gone. She doesn't respect me because, you know, she'll post stuff and other men will try to say hi or, you know, comment on her picture. And, you know, why would you even respond to them? You know, they're just trying to get you. And,
right. So she's trying to get back at you and make you jealous.
Exactly. And, you know, you keep on, I tell you, like, yo, you're not supposed to answer them, you know, those guys. They're just trying to get you to do wrong stuff. Nope, I'm not doing it. There's nothing you can say that's going to stop me from delete somebody off my page or whatever. But I'm like, but you're having conversation with these people.
Right. Well, let me just say a couple of things here. Has she tried going without you to talk to somebody? Or you guys have only done couples therapy?
She hasn't gone without me, and that's what I advised to her. I'm like, you need to get some help.
Yeah, you guys.
I don't want to get divorced.
But you know, part of agreeing to stay with somebody after they cheat on you is also allowing forgiveness to happen and working on moving on. Of course, there's going to be bad days because every day is not going to be a good day, and there's going to be things that are triggering. But in general, you got to make an effort too to build that trust back up again. Especially because you said you haven't had any slip-ups, right, in the past 8 years since.
I haven't. I don't even. It's so traumatizing. I don't even. It's out of mind. That's, you know what I mean? It's like I never want to put her through that or put myself through that kind of situation no more. It's not worth it. At the end of the day, it's not worth it. For a moment of maybe 10, 20 minutes, it's not worth for the whole entire life. You're messing up your life, her life, and your kid's life. So
you know, you got to find out from her what is it that she needs that's actually going to make her feel more secure. Because it seems like she has insecurity. She's posting pictures. She's responding to other people. Somehow you made her feel like it was her fault that you stepped out. Like she wasn't, you know, good enough. Because sometimes as women we put that on ourselves when really it's because of something that you did that is really your own flaw and not hers. And she hasn't been able to accept that yet, and she doesn't trust you, and she thinks that you're off going to do all these things again, and really she's built up her wall. But what you're going to need to do is find out from her, what can I do to make this better? And you got to take it day by day too. Like every day's got to be a work in progress. Every day that you have a good day, try to make that you know, last until the next day, and then the next day to the point where you have way more good days than bad days. And that might mean planning special things for you guys to do together. You know, just showing her your appreciation. It's a little thing sometimes. If you can make sure you
and trust me, I do, because you know I buy your flowers every week. You know, when it's not flowing, flowers is like heart balloons. You know, stuff like that. And on top of it, I got daughters too, so I gotta let my daughters see that. Listen,
yeah, this is how you're supposed to treat somebody.
Not only on special occasion. You're supposed to buy. You're supposed to get flowers.
I just want to say this though. There's no timeline that you can force somebody to get over you cheating on them, and it does take a lot of patience and a lot of persistence. And I'm hoping that you guys do cross over to the path where she can be accepting and be able to move on with you in the future. Sometimes it does alter a relationship permanently though, and that's the risk that you take. So all you can do is do your best and be understanding and patient with her, and that's the only thing you can do.
Okay.
And hope that, you know, it's not lost forever, because clearly there's a switch that has flipped, and all you can do is just be patient and loving.
Okay.
Okay. I wish you luck though. It sounds like you really love her. You made a mistake 8 years ago, but you know, different things affect people differently.
I love her to death, because I can say, like, it takes a strong woman to make a man, and my wife made me a man.
Okay.
Turned me from a boy into a man.
Well, keep that energy, sir, all the time.
Yes, I appreciate it.
Okay.
All right, Envy, I need your help on that real estate, man.
Get the home fixed first, then you talk about that.
Then the physical home can come.
Well, I need it for the kids, brother. I need a generation of help for the kids, man.
All right,
He
brother.
can do both.
Got daughters just like you. I need our help.
Absolutely.
Ready to invest.
All right, brother.
All righty.
Fix the home. Hold on. Ask Ye, 800-585-1051. Now we got rumors on the way.
All right. Well, speaking of homes and people doing positive things, let's talk about Kodak Black and what he did for 28 families.
All right, we'll get to that next. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Listen up. This just in.
All the gossip. The Rumor Report. Gossip. With Angela Yee.
It's the Rumor Report.
The Breakfast Club.
All right, Kodak Black, he did something really positive in South Florida. He announced that he paid rent for 28 families who were facing eviction. In his stories, he put 28 families was about to get evicted for being behind on their rent a few months. I paid what they owed and also paid their rents for the next few months, so they good for the remainder of the year.
I love it. That's super dope.
Yeah, I'm not mad at it. Some people will be like, oh, why does he have to announce that? And I'm like, why not? You know, we live in a world where people flex for the dumbest things. They want to show off their chains and their cars. Like, you know, why not show off you being of service? I'm not mad at it.
It also could encourage people to do more, so I love it.
Yep.
And then sometimes it just feels good to do something positive. You want to be like, guess what I did today? Because it made you feel so good. You want to share that to help other people. You know?
Nothing wrong with stunting your service. You know, stunt with your service.
All right, now Patti LaBelle is going to be a guest star on ABC's The Wonder Years. She's going to portray Bill Williams' mother in a 2-episode arc. So, yes, congratulations to her.
Shout out to Miss Patti.
That'll premiere mid-season. They have not announced a release date yet. Rachel Dolezal has an OnlyFans account. I saw that she was trending the other day. And according to her, that is a tribute to Rihanna's Fenty lingerie. In the bio, it says, welcome to my OnlyFans page where I post creative content and interact with fans more than on any other platform. Subscribers get to see how my sensual side pairs with my creative spirit through intimate images inspired by color, light, and lingerie on the weekends.
Yeah, her nipple came across my timeline yesterday.
Yeah, I saw one too. I didn't know if it was Photoshop.
I thought it was Photoshop
the
too.
one I saw, they had her with some big cheeks.
What you mean?
Like she had the donk back there. I was like, that's real?
Yeah.
How you know it's real?
No, I said that came across my thing too, but I didn't blow it up or nothing like that. I just seen a nipple in a
blow it up.
Yeah.
Oh, I ain't see all that. No, I just saw one where she was like had on some lingerie and she was facing to the back. That's the one I saw.
Now there's another one I seen that came across. You see one nipple peeking out.
You really looked at this.
All right. It was on my timeline.
All right. Now, Teddy Riley was on Vlad TV, and he feels that Soulja Boy owes his daughter Nia Riley an apology. Remember, they were dating on Love and Hip Hop Hollywood.
Nia Riley, and Soulja Boy have had a lot of drama. Nia's your daughter. Yes. When you hear some of the stories, Nia claimed that Soulja Boy kicked her in the stomach while she was pregnant, put a gun to her head, that type of thing. As a father, how does that affect you?
Well, let me say this. Soulja Boy knows who I am, and he knows I'm deep. He knows I'm very deep. We had an altercation. I was called a lot of names, and I got an apology. I'm looking for an apology for what he's done to my daughter. I'm looking for that. As a man, I'm looking for that.
All right. Well, Soulja Boy responded and said, I made you, Vladimir. And Vlad responded and said, hey, Soulja Boy, Vlad TV was already hot when we gave you your biggest interview. And unlike that Say Cheese screenshot you showed, you don't even have a top 20 interview on Vlad TV. Stop having weekly temper tantrums about me and sit down with me in person anytime.
Now, hold on, I think that was that the same story? Because I saw Soulja Boy going off on all the bloggers. He went off on like Vlad and Say Cheese and Adam 22 because they weren't posting none of his positive performances from Rolling Loud. I don't know if that was in response to what Teddy Riley said.
Yeah, I mean, you know, these things happen at the same time, so who knows what it was in response to. All right. Well, I'm Angela Yee, and that is your rumor report.
Yeah. I mean, it got to be difficult being a father like Teddy Riley and something like that happens, you know? Has to be.
Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Understandably.
Well, the People's Choice Mix is up next. Get your request in 800-585-1051. Whatever you want to hear, let's go. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club. Your mornings will never be the same.
BET Plus presents original series Tyler Perry's Zatima, a new chapter from the smash hit BET series Tyler Perry's Sisters, now streaming only on BET Plus. Still don't have BET Plus? To learn more, visit BET.plus.
Hey everybody, it's DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club.
All right, and you know the holidays are coming up, and I am giving away $30K for the holidays. That's right, 6 lucky winners are going to get $5,000 worth of their bills paid for 1 year, and that's all with Stellify, the credit building initiative that I launched here at the Breakfast Club on my birthday. And so my mission, along with the team at Stellify.com, is to help everybody build, improve their credit. And we have partnered with the major credit bureaus and created a system that allows you to boost your credit score with bills you already pay instead of just credit cards and loans, like your gym membership, your Netflix subscriptions, all those kind of things. Even child support and doctor copays also count toward your credit score. All you have to do is sign up at Stellify.com and you'll be entered to win $5,000 towards your bills. And that's all just in time for the holiday season and my $30K for the holiday giveaway. So make sure you guys go to Stellify.com and you will be entered to win.
We got a shout out to Kenya Barris for joining us this morning.
Yeah,
Yes.
salute to Kenya Barris. One of my favorite people to argue with.
I'm excited to see the new projects that he's working on. And I was reading that he was going to bring back Black AF in other countries. So we'll see.
Well, yeah, he said that in the conversation. Me and Kenya have some really great debates because, you know, we're both set up at Audible, you know, with our me and Kevin Hart with SBH Productions, and you know, Kenya got his company at Audible that the homie, you know, Wheezy oversees. And so me and Kenya have some very spirited debates, man. So salute to Kenya.
All right, and also don't forget Powerhouse 2022. Nicki Minaj, Kodak Black, 504, Moneybag Yo, Tim, Spin King, and friends. And we're going to announce some more people as well. If you haven't got your tickets, get your tickets, Ticketmaster.com. Come on out and enjoy the show. Now you got a positive note?
Yes, for everybody out there always seeking viral validation, this positive note is for you, man. The level up is about improving, not impressing.
Breakfast Club, bitches! Y'all finished or y'all done?